Okay. This was an article in the National Post, uh, page two, 31st March 26, and this is a it's a letter, but I think I'm going to get Rolly to scan it and see if he can find Heroes Comics email address online and email it to him. This is the Dustin Adrian. Hi, Dustin. Sorry to read about your nearly unimaginable tragedy in this morning's National Post. A terrible way to make page two! Exclamation mark in parentheses. But don't underestimate being on page two. The same thing happened to my Cerebus in Hell with a question mark co-creator Sandy Atwell a number of years ago. He got out of his apartment with just the clothes on his back, and he's doing fine now. God grinds the axes he intends to use. Trying to think of some way I can help. Rolly is working on emptying our storage unit so I can stop paying $600 a month for it of Cerebus back issues. Nothing terribly valuable. Cerebus Biweekly, Cerebus High Society Biweekly, Cerebus Church and State Biweekly, and then Cerebus back issues from 89 through 299 with obvious gaps in there. Between the four, that covers about 230 of the original 300 issues. You're welcome to a set of them as a collector who lost his collections, or as reward items for your GoFundMe page, or both. It would cost too much to ship them, but we're just an hour down the highway from you. Rolly comes in Thursday mornings circa 9 a.m., so any Thursday morning you want to arrange to meet him at the storage unit place to load up your or someone else's car who can get you here, you're more than welcome. Just give him a week's notice and he'll tell you where you need to go. I didn't mean that the way it sounded. On the creative side, James Banderas Smith sent me the attached cartoon with the previous issue of his Papa Balloon and Cactus. It's a riff on Cerebus as Cactus. And without telling him, I've been planning to do a Cactibus issue of Cerebus in Hell with a question mark. I like his distillation of, quote, Cactibus am a dang pope, exclamation mark, unquote. Getting Cerebus stripped down to his essentials. Basically, he just walks around saying, quote, Cactibus am a dang pope, unquote, and waving his sword. And then saying, quote, Cactibus am a dang pope, unquote, again. What David Birdsong and I are riffing on right now is Netfucks Presents. Basically, Infernal Netfucks has taken over Cerebus in Hell with a question mark, the comic book. We're up to issue 88, hoping to get to issue 100. So we're doing comic book parodies, but with Netfucks calling all the shots. In the case of Cactibus in Hell with a question mark, what I picture riffing on was the thing that all of the streaming platforms are doing now. Basically rewriting movie scripts so the characters repeat all of the plot information multiple times because they know the audience is, quote, watching, unquote, the movie while scrolling through their phones. So you would be basically be writing and drawing 16 pages of Cactibus going, Cactibus am a dang pope, and waving his sword around. And anytime you try to do something else to establish a plot or move the comic book forward, you get a nasty note from the Netfucks showrunner telling you not to confuse the audience. Quote, remember, they're scrolling through their phones. So every time you add a plot point in the 16 pages, you have to repeat it at least 3 times. None of that is carved in stone. It's just what I had in mind when I think about Cactibus in Hell with a question mark. If none of this interests you, no harm, no foul. Dave Sim. So one of the reasons that I'm getting Rolly to send this to a moment of Cerebus is Dustin works in a comic book store, but it doesn't sound like he's like a major comics fan. He's a movies fan, B-movies fan. So I was just going to suggest if anybody's got really cool B-movie stuff lying around that they're not interested in because they're comics fans. But I don't know. This is pretty cool, and I never really know what to do with it. But I've had it for however long. Give it a good home. Yeah, I'll get Rolly to give you the address for Heroes Comics, and you can just mail anything that, well, read the article, and it's like, okay, well, I think I got this guy pegged as to his interests, so here's something that's probably right up your alley. Not telling you where to go. Okay, I think that covers that one. And I'm going to be getting Rolly to scan James's last two letters to me. I hadn't even responded to the one from last issue because I was putting aside the cactus drawing, and now I've got another issue on top of that and a letter on top of that. So that should bring everybody up to speed. That Dustin, if you ever think, well, I don't know how things could be possibly worse, read James's letter. You've got two strokes and a quadruple bypass before the age of 40. Count your blessings. And okay, we'll leave it at that.